welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. To my left right now, the man himself, Mr. Lutfi, the guy. When I grow up, I want to be like.
Thanks, Arkan. Thanks for having me on the studio set.
Okay, Lutfi. A lot has been said about you. A lot of good stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, I heard that you are a senior fitness specialist. Yeah. Explain to our followers more about yourself, please.
Okay, so I've been a personal trainer for 9 years, coming 10. I've been a senior fitness specialist for about 2 years, so I'm specialized in training seniors, especially in doing assessments and building up their fitness.
Yeah, that's right. That's Lutfi for you. Please stick around. We're gonna start his workout very shortly. You guys are in great hands. No worries. Yeah. All right. Before you start, please do not forget to hydrate yourself, and also do not forget to like and share.
Welcome back! Well, welcome back if you've been joining us for the previous sessions. My name is Lutfi, I'm an Active SG instructor, and today I'm going to literally walk you through balance sequence exercises. So balance is a very important component because we need it in our daily lives when we're moving, when we're trying to reach for something, and especially as we age, it's a very crucial component that we need to maintain as part of fall prevention. Right, so I'm going to walk you through certain balance assessments and also exercises on how we can improve it in today's session. Before we go any further, or before we dive into the assessments, let's get you warmed up. So I like to use a 20-second off, 20-second on, 10-second off kind of warm up so that we can get to go for 2 rounds and learn the movements as well. We'll be starting off with just standing with our feet below our shoulders, shoulder width apart. We're just going to do foot curls under. So you can see I'm not wearing any shoes, so as I can show you how it is. You can choose to do so at home as well. Since you're in a comfort of your own space, you don't really need to wear shoes. But if you find that it's not comfortable, please go ahead and wear shoes. All right. First one, 20 seconds of curling your foot, or rather your toes under. All right, ready? Just standing. You can hold on to something if you need for support. We're just gonna bring our toes and curl it in, and then just open up and reach wide. So as much as you can, curl your toes in and then open up. You can use your fingers as a guide like what I'm using. Just really stretching in and opening up wide. All right, second one, instead of curling under, we're going to point our toes to the sky. So coming up and really opening. You can use again the fingers as the guide, pulling it in close together and opening it up, spreading it apart. So balance, especially in our foot, requires a lot of foot musculature, which we don't really tend to look at every day. Right, next one, we're going to have a foot, we're going to curl in and curl out. So turning in, inverse, turning out. Just really having the foot muscles working. And if you realize, usually when we walk, some of you might be more inverse. I'm an inverse person. So this actually helps warm up the ankles and the foot muscles. Fourth one, we're getting a bit of movement in place. We're just going to march in place. So lifting your foot off. Just above the floor, we're going to march in place at a very low pace. Today's balance. We're not really chasing any cardiovascular exercises. So we're just going to work on strengthening the muscles that involve from the bottom in balancing. All right. Fifth exercise, we're going to slide our foot forward and backward, okay? So with the right leg, just slide forward, slide back, sliding forward and back. Sort of like massaging the floor with your foot. We're going to go right foot in the first round and going to change to the left in the second round. Right, back to number one. I'm going to show from the side. We're going to curl our foot under, remember? Fingers as guide. Curling in, opening up wide, curling in, opening up wide. And just repeating that. Feeling the muscles in the foot working. Okay, second one. We're going to reach our toes to the sky, spread them apart, and then quickly pull them back in. All right? Spread it, closing in, spreading out, closing in. So the toes, the muscles in your toes might not be so cooperative because we rarely work the muscles in the toes, except for walking. It's where we train them. Okay? Now, closing in, opening up. Remember, inversion and eversion. We're going to collapse our ankles in. And we're just going to rotate them out. Collapse our ankles in, rotate them back out. Collapsing in, rotate them out. Working the foot, working the ankles. A lot of lower body muscles today. Marching in place, adding some movement, going at your own pace, lifting, and having your arms in the opposite direction, lifting up. Contralateral direction. So left arm, right leg, right arm. Just marching in place, slow and steady. Right, now with the left leg and the left foot, we're just going to reach out and massage the floor in front of us. This is the last warm-up exercise. And we're going to go through the workout for today after the assessments. All right, that was the warm-up. Take a short break and we'll come back to do the assessments. Welcome back. So that warm-up was basically just to warm your ankles, your foot, because in a balance segment like this, we'll be working a lot from the bottom up, hence no shoes. Okay, so we'll be doing the assessments today before we go on to the exercise proper, just to know as a baseline how your balance is like. Okay, starting off with holding, each assessment will be about 30 seconds. So we're starting off from the top, just standing in a wide stance, shoulder width. This will be your most comfortable and stable position. So if just standing in this position you have a few challenges, then I would suggest not trying this balance exercise, because as the weeks go by, it's just going to get more and more challenging. Today is just a basic challenge, balance sequence. So standing this position, 30 seconds, most of you are fine, move on to the next. The next one will be for us to be standing staggered stance. So taking your right foot forward in this position, having your weight equally balanced on both hips and legs. You want to be able to hold it there for about 30 seconds and make sure, so just really dive deep and feel how you're feeling, whether or not the weight is distributed just to one side, whether you're shifting one side. So just wanting to be able to be balanced out on both feet. Okay, once you're able and confident in this position, go ahead and switch legs. Reason being because one of your legs might not be as strong as the other, or you might find that in one foot forward, you might shift your body weight too much to one side. So it's also a good baseline assessment to know whether you have any challenges shifting weight to either side and whether your body compensates in that way. Okay, so 30 seconds for each leg. Now what we do is stand feet together as close as you can, and we're just going to hold there for 30 seconds. So in a typical balance assessment, we use a machine which can also assess whether or not the weight is equally distributed between both foot. So you can also see percentages, as in on the left 60%, on the right 40%, which means that you're more dominant and you're more trustworthy in your left foot, figuratively speaking. But for this, you just want to have a sensing of whether or not you're shifting your weight too much to the left or to the right. Okay, next one will be standing tandem. So from this position, you just want to take one small step forward, having your foot, having half of your foot close together with the other half. So if you can see from the side, it's going to look like this. We're just going to hold this here for 30 seconds. This is a semi-tandem position. So you want to be able to have enough balance to stabilize yourself even when your foot is shifted and kept close together. All right, changing sides, and just time it there for about 30 seconds or 30 counts. Now, in balance assessments and exercise, it's good to stand beside a wall so that if you fall, you have something to hold on to. You can also hold on to a chair, but I wouldn't really recommend that because the chair might move and you might still fall. So best would be to position yourself close to a wall or have someone close to you so that you can hug them if you ever fall. Right, so now that we've got semi-tandem, what we're going to do is stand tandem, meaning having your heel in front of your toe. So right foot, heel in front of your left toe. Oop, okay, try that again. Right heel in front of your left toe. To make this easier, you can have your hands out to the side for balance, putting it in front of you, or to have more challenge, having it close to you and then just narrowing your base of support, just really focusing on shifting weight equally on both feet. Right, if 30 seconds has passed or you counted 30 seconds mentally in your head, go ahead and switch sides. Now if you can see, I'm more stable when my left foot is in front of my right. I've had a right meniscus that was torn when I was younger, so that leg isn't as strong as the other. So that's how you can also assess whether you have discrepancies between your left and your right foot and leg muscles. Right, now that we've gone through this, the final assessment that you can do is not exhaustive. There are many more assessments that can help you challenge your balance. But just for today, this will be the last one, standing on a single leg. Again, it'd be good if you stand next to a wall so that you can hold on if you need to. But we're just going to hold this here for 30 seconds or 30 counts. If you feel that your foot is going all over the place like an earthquake or a shockwave, and suddenly the muscles there are screaming at you saying, hey, stop this, or this is new, then that would apply a lot of what we did in the warm-up earlier on, where we really get the muscles in the foot to wake up. So change leg, now right foot, and lift your left foot off the floor. So my right foot is going this way, whereas my left foot initially was all over the place. So my right foot muscles are stronger than my left, more stable, but my right leg muscles are weaker than my left, if that makes sense. So 30 seconds. Great job. So now you know how an initial assessment for balance would look like, and whether or not your right and left foot and right and left leg helps you in your everyday activities and balance. We're going to go into the workout of the day in a short bit. Okay, we're back. So, just to manage your expectations for the workout today, it's going to be very low intensity, not really challenging much of your cardiovascular health, meaning you won't be feeling breathless. But we're going to work the finer muscles, the smaller muscles of your foot, just to challenge your proprioception. Big word, but basically your balance based on your surrounding and your environment, right? Exercise number one, we're going to do about 30 seconds to a minute for each exercise. First one being balancing on your left foot, and then with your right foot just reaching forward, reaching to the side and reaching back. So we begin, and I'm going to coach you through it as we do. Now, reach forward with your right foot as far as you can, reach to the side, and then reach back. So if you can, lift your foot and reach, touching the floor, coming back. If you're not very confident with your balance yet, just slide. Still foot on the floor, just sliding and getting the motion first. But if you can, lift the foot off and changing sides. Now we balance on the right and with our left foot. So this is also a very good hip mobilizer because it moves the hips. The body is still fixed and stationary. You're reaching with your hips, not just with your foot. So the muscles from the hip down are actually working to help you reach. And we're just really mobilizing the muscles around there. Right. The next exercise, we're going to be walking big steps. We're going to do a whole minute of this. I'm going to start off here. I'm just going to walk forward, taking big steps. So, taking big steps like this, meaning you'll be balancing on a single leg for a longer period of time. If you realize, a lot of people when they age, they take small steps and you walk in this manner because their balance is not as good. So we want to challenge that balance. We want to be able to shift our weight from front to back foot, back to front foot, and really just taking big steps, opening wide, and taking our time to be balancing on a single leg. So we take a bit more time here because this is very real. You do this every single day, maybe not so big, in the smallest times, but we walk every single day. Every time we lift our foot, our balance is taken off. Okay, now we're gonna do balancing on a single leg, holding on to a wall for support if you need to. If not, you can have a high stool or chair. I'm going to show you how we do without any support. Just lifting the leg up, balancing on that one leg. If you have a wall for support, you can hold on to the wall first, and then once you gain a bit of confidence, just lifting up from the wall. I can feel my foot really shaking all over because not having support makes it that much more challenging. And I'm raising my legs up to hip level, providing a bigger challenge. Changing sides. So the lower you lift your foot, the easier it is. The higher, the more challenge you have. Your choice, your option. Holding onto a wall, you might be able to lift up high and still balance. But once you lift off, you might be feeling a bit not very confident yet. So you have it close so that if you do lose balance, tap and push off. Right? What you want to be able to do, standing straight, nice and tall, toes away from the ears, proud chest, having that hip really high, and still balancing on the leg. Very nice. Now we're gonna stand. We're gonna be walking again, but this time in a semi-tandem state. Remember the assessment we did? So feet close together. Now this might be a little bit easier for some of you versus the big steps. But because the foot is closer together, we're narrowing that base of support. So opening wide might be easier for some people, and opening narrower might be easier for some. We're all built differently, but these are good exercises and assessments to know where you stand or where you walk. So then your hips are mobile enough. Both exercises should feel very comfortable. And really you're just using your foot muscles to feel the floor below you. So it's good to do this exercise barefooted or with socks, so you're able to feel the ground below you and really let your foot muscles interact with the environment below. Okay, so next exercise we'll be doing side steps with a 5-second hold. So on your left foot, raising up your right, you're gonna have 5 seconds hold. 4, 2, switching sides and holding it there. Rolling the hip and changing sides. So you see how I shift my body weight from side to side? So this is really just teaching your body that, hey, I do need to shift my weight side to side once in a while. Okay, let's go for another 30 seconds. Something that my mom brought up to me was when she's cooking in the kitchen, she tends to shift her weight only on one side, and so the other side always feels very tight. So we do have our dominant leg and dominant side, but we do need to teach both sides to be able to handle the weight. So shifting from side to side will help you and remind you that hey, it's not just about one side, I need some love on the other side as well, yeah? Good. Last exercise before we go for a 1-minute break, walking in tandem. So really heel to toe this time, okay? Starting from here, place your heel in front of your toe, and then just walk forwards. Starting by looking down if you need to. Your hands out to the side if you need balance. Imagine you're in a circus and you're walking on that high line there. And then walking back. And your heel to toe. And then once you get more confident, bring your hands close to you. Now having your feet close together might prove to be a bit of a challenge for some people, especially if your hips are wider. Predominantly for men like myself who have wider facing hips because of our hip bone. This might get a bit challenging, but a bit challenging is good. If it provides you discomfort, pain, that's where you want to stop and really think whether this is worth it. Right, great job. Let's all go away for a 1-minute break, have a sip of water, and come back for round 2. round two. So round one was just really coaching you through the exercises. Round two, we'll be doing it together. Let's try and increase the speed a bit. So in balance, when you increase the speed, challenge goes up way high. So we want to be able to increase the speed but still be in control, because balance is all about control. Control yourself in the environment, and really just having yourself in control of your muscles as well. Right? So starting off, exercise number one. Balance on left foot, reaching with right foot, forward, side and back. So you can also add the intensity by increasing the range, by bending the left or the balancing leg and going into a little squat, so that you add a bit of exercise element, strengthening the left or the balancing leg. Reaching out, massaging the floor. Make sure you sweep the floor before you massage it. Changing sides. Now balancing on the right leg, reaching with the left foot. See how I have a little squat going on here? Still on your knees and like your toes, even when you do the little squat. You're able to feel your hips really moving in all directions. That's how it's supposed to be. Walking, you only move it front and back. So you need to also work on the side as well, so we get to engage the glutes more. Walking big steps. Again, take your time in this transition. Second round and the subsequent rounds. Since you don't move already, you don't have to look at the floor. You can go straight ahead. A nice tall round chest. Shoulder back, away from the ears. And just really letting the legs moves, controlling. In control. Also a good exercise to do on your rest days from the more challenging ones. I wouldn't recommend you to do it after a bout of challenging exercises. This balance, you want to be fresh, you want to be strong, you want to have control. You wouldn't really want to do it when you're tired out, because the muscles will not be as cooperative as you want it to be. Okay, single leg balance. Side, using the left foot, the right leg, just really holding it there. Add a bit more challenge. You can raise your hips up high. You still find it too easy, you can also reach with your foot. And just shift it around. So in this way, it's like someone is pushing you and you're just trying to maintain balance. So all these movements affect you. Balancing, changing to the left leg, balancing on the right. Raise your leg. Comfortable with this, confident. Just pretend someone's pushing you, but twisting your hips around. Again, standing close to a wall, we're not so confident yet. So you see, shifting my body weight to the depth of this movement. It's like in air, turbulence just pushes and blows. Semi-tandem walking, feet in line, next to each other. 1 minute. we're going side to side. 5-second balance in between. Ready? Starting with the left foot. So you can park your right foot behind your left, shift, and then changing sides. So bending the knees a little, keeping it soft, and change side to side. Comfortable with this? You think you're okay and your balance is good? What you want to do, add a little squat to it. Moving up, sides. So see how you can make the exercise more challenging by adding a fitness element to it. But if this is your first time doing balance exercises and you find it challenging already, just stay here. Right? So shift, stay here. Shift, stay here. Focus on landing on the balls of your foot, stabilizing, changing sides. Let's do this for this round. And we'll do the squat challenge now. You're good. You're doing great. Okay, so last one. Walking in tandem. So. Time in this, you don't want to rush through it. So you're fixing your gaze far in the head. Once you get comfortable with the movements, and you're outdoors and walking, you don't walk by looking down, you walk by looking straight ahead. So we train our bodies to be able to do so. Second nature. We're able to react to whatever that comes because we're so used to walking with the gaze far ahead. Okay, good job. So again, short 1 minute break. And we're doing round 3 after. Okay, round 3, final round. Balance challenges are not so challenging if you're used to it or if you have already a good stable base of support. But it might be challenging for those who are not very stable. So do bear in mind that this exercise may be easy, but it may also be hard for some of us. Going back to the top, reaching up the foot. Balance on left, reaching with right. Ready? Let's go. Reaching out, reaching to the side, reaching back. Okay, we're about to change sides. Right, changing sides, now balancing on the right leg. You're gonna reach out with the left. What you can do is go into a slight bend of the knees and reach. Holding close. So, extending the base of support, reaching further than you can, and providing yourself a bit of a challenge. Okay, walking, big steps, final round. Try to take more time transitioning between the steps. So big step, really exaggerating it. So you're balancing longer in the foot. Right? On the screen, it may look like I'm a cast member of the movie Avatar with the long limbs walking. But really, we're just trying to challenge our balance and not pretending to be movie stars. Point your toes downwards and reach. So landing on the balls of your foot every single time. Just so to absorb the shock when you land, especially in your jumps. Okay. Exercise number 2, we're gonna be, 3 I mean, we're gonna be balancing on a single leg. Again, wall if you need to, chair if you need to, bring the leg up. Moving side to side if you need to. Providing a bit more of a challenge. So just now we were reaching out with our foot, front, side, back. You need to choose to stay here and balance. Oops. Or you can have your hips reaching out to the front, reaching to the side, back. Change legs. What I mean is flex that leg, bring it up. And with your hip and your knee, just try and reach with your knees to the front, side, back, reach, side, back, reach, back. Okay, let me tender walk. Close. Position yourself first. Once you're comfortable, gaze straight ahead. Take the time to turn. Don't follow my pace. You want to have controlled turns. And a lot of times when people fall, it's usually when they're trying to turn too fast and you don't have control. It happens in humans, it happens in motorcycles, it happens in cars. So take the time to turn. You really have to be very graceful. You want to be in control. Right. That's done. Side to side steps. Adding a squat this time. Final round. Squat. Side step. Squat. step, squat, come up, side step, squat, up, side step. Again, if you're not comfortable but you still want to squat and you're not very professionally adept yet to your balance, what you can do, side step, put the foot behind you, do a small squat. Change sides, put the foot behind you, tap on the floor, small squat. Okay, changing sides, small squat, small squat. Take your time. This is an exercise to do in your own comfort bubble. Just take the time to do it. We want to really work the muscles, not challenge ourselves against others. Okay, final one. Walking in tandem, heel to toe. Round, last 30 seconds. Take your time for this. Close. And that high wide line. Alright, that was round 3 and we're done with the workout. Again, this workout is something that you can do at any time, anywhere. You just need to remember the sequence, and at the start it'd be good to warm up your foot, your ankles and your hips. You can also do a balance assessment to see where you're at, whether you have improvements, and then you can use the exercises shown earlier that we went through to help you improve in your balance. Go for a short break and come back to cool down. Welcome back into the cool down. I wouldn't really call it a cool down because we didn't really warm up, or we didn't really get a lot of heat flowing through the body. I'm still a bit cold, but we need to end the session proper, and with that I'm going to show you some lower body, lower limb stretches and mobilization that will help so that your muscles aren't too tight and will allow you to have better balance overall. We're going to do a standing calf stretch. With this, I need to have a wall, but I'm showing you with a chair instead. What you need to do is stand close to the chair, and then with your left foot, take a step back, a big step back, and drive the heel to the floor. And with your right foot, your right leg, you just want to drive your knee forward, trying to touch your toes. This will really open up the calf muscles at the back of your left calf. You're just going to hold it in place for about 30 seconds. What you can do at home is hold it there for 30 seconds to a minute. For today, we're just going to time it for 30 seconds. Okay, changing sides. Driving the right heel to the floor, pushing your left knee forward to the toe. Once you have that position, you want to drive your chest up and down. chest, good posture. Thinking of driving your left knee forward while keeping your right heel on the floor. Lengthening the calf muscle of your lower leg in the right foot. Okay, that was the standing calf stretch. What we'll be doing next is a seated calf stretch. On the chair, sitting down. From here, you put your left foot back, your right foot to the front. You're not going to shake it all about, don't worry. You're going to drive your left foot to the floor as much as you can, shifting your body weight forward. This will allow you to stretch the upper portion of your left lower calf. Okay, changing legs. Now right leg goes back, driving the heel down to the floor as much as you can. It's okay if you can't get it to the floor. What you want is really to open up the muscles of the calves in the seated calf stretch. Do a standing calf stretch variation without the wall or without chair. So standing, right foot in front, left foot behind, driving the heels to the floor, shifting your body weight forward, putting your hands on top of your right knee, left leg straight, right knee bent, shifting your body weight forward, keeping both heels on the floor. Changing sides. Body weight on to five. Both heels on the floor. Going into a standing quad stretch, so balancing on your right leg, pulling your left ankle up as high as you possibly can. Doesn't have to be very high. What you want to focus on is having your left knee facing the floor. Hold on to a chair for support, or if you like, not holding on to anything, just challenging the balance yet again, feeling the muscles of the right foot working. Right, showing from the side. Now, right ankle goes to right bum. Holding on for support if you need to, or at the start, and then lifting off. Just holding it there, balancing on one foot. You use a towel to loop it around your ankle and pull it up. If you're not able to hold your ankle for a prolonged period. Okay. Now from here, we do a standing hamstring stretch, reaching out with the left foot forward, heel on the floor. We're just going to drive our hips back, away from that foot. So left leg remains straight and locked. Right leg is bent, feeling the stretch in the back of the left thigh. sides. Again, showing from the side. Right heel on the floor, shifting the hips back. Right leg straight, left leg is bent. Reaching down. And shoe stretch. Back up, doing a standing abdominal stretch. So hands interlock, going forward, reaching up to the sky, palms facing out, waving it through. Stretching the front of your torso, your abdominals. This is a lot of core as well. We want to really lengthen the muscles there. So it won't get too tight. Back down, turning the palms away, palms facing you, show from the side. Now, pull your arms away from your chest and drive your back away from that hand. Good back stretch. So in this position, again, palm away from you to the top. We're going to do a standing torso side lean, leaning to the right, lengthening the left side of your body. Moving it through the muscles length. Okay, changing sides, leaning to the left, opening up the right, holding it in place and breathing through. In through the nose, out with the mouth. Back to center. For your last minute, we're going to do a hip mobilization exercise. With your hands on your hips, feel for your pelvic bone there. Place your hands on the bones. You're just going to shift the hips forward. Coming back to center, shift to the right. Coming back to center, shift behind you and away from you. Hinging at the hips, coming back to center. Shifting to the left. It's 4 directions. Rocking your hips to allow the muscles to lengthen and know that, hey, it's okay. You can move in more directions than front and back. Alright, that was our cool down or stretch and mobilization series in this whole exercise segment with the component and focus of balance. Thank you for joining us with the Active SG Champions in the whole series. We hope you join us again in our next balance sequence where we try to help you improve in your balance in your everyday lives. Thank you for watching, and remember to stay home, stay tuned, and stay safe. I'm Luke Fee signing out.